Now at 11, growing COVID-19 concerns in Cherokee County, leaving parents worried and frustrated, Aisha, because more students have now tested positive for the virus since the first day of classes on Monday.
Chanu Hur is live at one of those schools, Dean Rusk Middle School in Canton, with the very latest on those developments. Chanu.
Yeah, guys, a letter went home today saying an 8th grader at this school tested positive for COVID-19. So that means any students or staff who have had close contact with this student is now required to quarantine for 14 days. Now, we do know there are at least 2 other letters from other schools that also went home to families. As of tonight, there are at least 3 positive cases in the district. First, there's the 8th grader from Dean Rusk Middle School. And last night, we also told you about a 2nd grader at Sixes Elementary who tested positive. There's also a 1st grader from Hasty Elementary School Fine Arts Academy who tested positive. And the Cherokee County School District says an entire kindergarten class at R.M. Moore Elementary is in quarantine after a teacher showed symptoms. The district says the teacher had contact with a family member who also tested positive. Now, we've been told that teacher has taken a test, but the diagnosis is not in yet. The superintendent told stakeholders on Monday that the district does take these positive cases seriously, and they will evaluate if they do need to eventually shut schools down because of rising cases. They will do what's best for the community.